Sam Tripoli on his podcast shined some light on Chad Zumock, and I think pointed out some things about Chad that are very, very accurate. I think 2024 comeback of the year belongs to Chad Zumock. I've said that many times. Well, even Sam Tripoli is on board with that.
Because I had to get up early. I go to bed. I get up. I drive to Orlando. I'm doing a show at Side Splitters. It's really great. Guess who shows up? Chad Zumock.
Oh, yeah. I saw it on Instagram.
Now, Chad looks like he's doing well. He has good
Look
energy.
at that. Sam Tripoli is not known for like bringing things up on his show where it's like, I like this guy. But like a lot of it is Sam Tripoli he's a conspiracy guy. He makes fun of people, not like in a personal way. He's very funny. So him like genuinely saying like, Chad looks good. He looks like he's doing well. That's actually kind of cool because Chad was in a dark place for a while. And like, I think this is what the Jonesies and the Meltons and people like that don't understand. Like when I with somebody on the show, it stays on the show. I'm just making fun of them. I got other shit to do. This is the show I do that allows me to do other things. And I appreciate you guys for, keeping us going like you have. You guys are amazing. But like Chad used to take it very personal. And I will say this, I went way too hard on Chad. Because I didn't see the hurt. I didn't see the drinking. I didn't see like how bad off Chad was. Like now Chad talks about how bad off he was. And when he and I were on MLC together, he said, I was in a really dark place and everyone was piling on me and I was drinking and this and that. And you just wouldn't stop and you made video after video. I want to say this. I'll put myself on the screen for this part. Chad's right. I went way too hard at Chad Zuma. I was nasty and funny, shitty, but like I thought I had something to prove. Like if I beat Chad down enough that somehow like that meant anything. Like you stay on the internet long enough and you realize, no, that's gay. Like that's pathetic. You're sad when you do that. Like when you go that hard on someone, that's just your own insecurities coming out is what that is. I don't feel the need to go that hard. Like we went obsessively hard on Chad because we're like, hee. Other people on the internet who have shows think we're funny when we do that. But those people are all snakes and rats and retards too. So you don't want to impress those people. That's pathetic. So you kind of learn that. And like, you see where Chad is now. And to think that maybe you had something to do with stalling that, like maybe we slowed the process of him getting better down by being that much of a stressor in his life, I feel shitty for that. That's not what I do when I make fun of people on this show. I either make fun of people who've deserved it because they're bad people, and even then I'm just poking little jabs at them and then going off. I'm not tweeting about them all day or doing this or doing that. Just having a little fun on my show passively. Not making 30 clips of them anymore or anything like that. We did go too hard on Chad. And it was for really shitty, selfish reasons. And looking at how Chad's doing now and seeing him do better makes me realize that maybe I played a part in slowing down that process, and that's not cool. But Sam Tripoli had a lot to say about Chad here. Let's get to the end of this clip. I just wanted to say that April and I did go way too hard. And, I know at that time people were like, you're owning Chad, you're killing him. We weren't owning Chad. We were poisoning our souls. You don't win anything. They don't bring you a medal. You don't make more money. You don't, that it does. If anything, some of our OG fans probably got sick of it. So like, if you hang your worth on the, I'm owning this guy on the internet, that's a you problem. Because like now, isn't it better to have Chad healthier, happier, and making content? Rather than like, let's see if we can shit talk this guy more. And, oh, look, he touched his nose in a weird way. Let's make a 30-minute video about that. I'm gay.
He looked healthy, yeah.
So I tell him this, I am rooting for Chad.
Me too.
It's just you have to be guarded. And I told this to him, his face. Because Chad, there was a time where he didn't care if he burned it down, even if it wasn't his to burn down.
True.
Even if he was inside it, he didn't give a shit if he burned it down. And Tripoli's right. Like, you see this new Chad, and you're like, this is fun. You can tell he's just bullshitting. You can tell he's not wrapped up and invested in this. And that's kind of cool. And so you're kind of rooting for him to just go out and have a good time. But you're also like, okay, but if this turns, this guy can turn into a lunatic. So you got to keep your distance.
And that to me is dangerous. You don't want that.
I'm a big fan of Chad Zumock.
Well,
I'm a fan of
great
Chad.
Comic. And
Yeah,
Chad,
he's very funny, yeah.
Chad's a good writer.
Oh,
great
shit.
writer.
Do you know like Melton and people like that see this and they lose their fucking mind, by the way? Because Melton can't do stand-up anymore. Nobody comes to see him. He bombs when he goes on stage. There's a lot of wood beams that won't support him. There's a lot of obstacles in his way, mostly stairs. And so when he hears someone like Chad, who he's far beneath Chad and I especially, but he sees himself as on that level. When he hears someone like Sam Tripoli say like Chad's very funny and he's a good writer, that burns him up, and he'll probably make a 3-hour video about this to conceal the fact that it bugs the shit out of him.
Performer, and he's doing really great on the internet. I root for Chad.
He's also very nice to me when I first moved out here, and I haven't forgotten it. I appreciate it.
Oh,
now,
look at that.
I talked to Chad. I got upset with him when somebody was coming at me on the internet, and he's like, "Yeah, and he threw me under the bus."
Chad loves beefs, though. Chad feasts on beef.
Chad
he loves
feasts on beef.
Yeah.
And he also says it's low vibration.
Yeah, see, there you go. Even Chad wrote, "Sorry, Carl and Melton. Real comics love me." I mean, it's true.
He goes, "It's very."
I think Carl kind of hurt his brand by being kind of a weaselly snake motherfucker too, though. That's too bad. I mean, if that's what he wants to do, that's okay. I mean, everybody gets to chart their own course, but I think he lost a lot of respect.
Toxic. I go, yeah, I get it. I go, that's why you got to take that and you got to get out of that because you're all fighting over about 5,000 fans.
Right. That's why you don't want to be proud to call yourself Dabbleverse or Hackverse, because you're fighting over, honestly, it's not 5,000. It's about 2,000 people you're fighting over. You got to do other shit. That's why we talk about the news and other things on this show. Listener-wise, I mean, this year was the first year that we've ever had, 2,000, 2,500 people at a time at one point. This year was the first time we've consistently had 1,000 people watching live at our peak. We've had our best live numbers and still do ever this year. And it's because we branch out and do other things.
Yeah.
And they're just running back and forth from you guys. And it's great. He says he's doing great. I'm happy. I like all those guys. I like Kumia. I like them all.
Yeah.
I like I consider them friends.
I think I subscribed to his Patreon, Chad Zumock.
You used to.
Yeah, that's a sore subject. Chad doesn't have that Patreon anymore. No, but, Sam's right. Sam hit the nail right on the head. But a lot of these guys, they can't go and leave that universe because they're worried that they won't make it. And they're right. Like, these guys and their fans go outside of their universe and they get ripped apart and they can't handle it. But that's what you have to do if you're going to be able to grab new people. Otherwise, again, you're just talking to the same couple thousand. That's it.